In the energy quadrant, taking a look at the June crude oil contract, which had a down day today, down over 2%, settling a little bit lower than 103, getting down to 102.10 on the lows, which was down almost 3%, 2.92% to be exact, and only up 0.6% on the highs at 105.80. You look at it versus yesterday's settlement of 105.17, it was pretty much a down day, but the range is really tightening. Since mid-March, crude oil's range has gone from about 20% to about 17% to less than 11%. Yet going back to the close on March 14th, the overall price of June WTI crude oil is actually only 1/3 of 1% lower. So it's just a range, and that range has been tightening, which is very typical of crude oil as we're waiting for which side of the supply-demand equation is going to kind of take over, neither break the price out up or break the price out lower. Economic data today that we got implied a little bit of a slowdown globally. We already know that on Sunday night we had China's Caixin PMI numbers fall into contraction territory, but then today we had a slight miss in both EU and German employment figures, specifically German, the engine of the EU economy, but the EU overall as well, slight miss on those numbers, and then a larger than expected number in the JOLTS job openings figures in the US provided maybe a little bit of breathing room, at least the market saw it that way, for the US Fed, based on maybe a slowing economy and maybe a little bit of a slow in the demand for crude oil. Probably not a sustainable trend there, but that weaker economic data does give a little bit of breathing room in that demand side of crude oil. And then we're still looking at the EU preparing to impose an embargo on Russian crude oil, which would be a supply disruption. One of the key roadblocks to this, Germany may have changed their mind. We saw Germany's economic minister, Robert Habeck, said on Monday that Germany was ready to support an immediate oil embargo as well as a more gradual phase out of overall Russian oil imports. Hungary has said they'll veto it, so there's no guarantee at this point that it's going to happen, but definitely something to keep an eye on with the price of WTI crude lower.